What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Therapist Logan Reacts. Today we are going with a new artist. I just want to say I was away for a little bit. I did have videos come out last week. I just was on vacation, so it was automated. So if you commented, I wasn't able to get to them quite yet. I apologize, but thank you guys so much for waiting. But today, yeah, we're running it back. We're running to a new artist. This is an artist that I came across, I want to say through TikTok, which shout out TikTok for always putting me on some new music. But it's smooth. I like it. I like where it's going. It seems like an artist that's pretty popular. This has almost 1 million views. This is at 972,000 views in 6 months. So that's pretty solid. His name is Lil Twin, and this song is called Drugs and Depression. I have heard the song before, but I have not broken down the lyrics, so I will pull them up on my phone side. So if you see me peeking to the left and right, just that's why. So let's jump right into it and give a therapist breakdown.
Hurting, hoping for some easy way out. Stop it and just do.
I throw back a perk, I'm actually hurt, you won't ever see me smiling. He say, yeah, hun, that's never enough, I need my brothers 1,000. I'm dripping in blood, cause all the people I love just keep on dying. I can't really trust, cause all the people I love just kept on lying. Been having a fight with depression, I'm trying to heal, but give me some time. I love this girl, cause she really only the queen that made me smile. And I know we done, but please, before we leave, just have my child. I'm a rock star in a room full of gangsters, let me out.
All right, so right off bat, like, he's jumping right into it. Like, this is a very fast-paced song. So I like this because a lot of the times when artists are talking about depression, it's very slow. They really want the melody, the theme, the tempo to really kind of reflect that. But I think it is a cool dichotomous relationship that is drugs and depression, right? Because drugs, you can have drugs that are stimulants. They can push you. They can speed you up. They can do different things, you know? And depression typically slows you down. It makes you not really want to do anything. Energy levels are low, motivation's pretty much non-existent, and drugs can sometimes kind of push you for that. Sometimes we know that drugs are typically an avoidance tactic, an escape of some sort. So it is interesting that it makes me think of like higher speed drugs like cocaine, meth, PCP, other drugs. He does talk about perks right off bat. So I throw back a perk, I'm actually hurt, you won't ever see me smiling. So a lot of the time, again, individuals go through a lot of pain. There's a lot of trauma, you know, a lot of artists go through significant amounts of trauma, and they talk about it in their own way. And a lot of the times they highlight different maladaptive behaviors, such as taking perks to avoid those feelings and kind of identify maybe with their depression in a way, because you won't ever see me smiling is a very strong statement. So I would really want to dive into that 100%. Moving along, he says, he hunted, that's never enough. I need my brother's 1,000. So I believe this is a term kind of like I'm 100, like I'm 100% there with you. But like he's saying he needs them 1,000, like he needs them all the time. Like that's kind of like a very big motivating factor for him too, especially with individual with depression. They typically they identify certain things. They can, not all the time. There can be identify certain things that are necessarily keeping them here. And it could be the brothers. It could be the social supports that Lil Twin has. So, yeah, I'm dripping in blood because all my people I love just keep on dying. I can't really trust all the people I love just keep on lying. So here is key factors when it comes to maybe what's kind of offsetting his depression. He has a lot of evidence of individuals, people failing him constantly, just seeing the darkest horrors of humanity and what that can kind of entail. And here we kind of see the traumatic part. You know, because all the people I love just keep on dying. So he's in a constant state of grief. We know grief. If you don't know grief, go look at one of my YouTube channels. There's 5 stages. So just being in that is a very difficult thing. But then also to have these trust issues is a huge 2 different factors playing a role that seem to be increasing his depression kind of in a very strong way. Been having a fight with depression. I'm trying to heal, but give me some time. I like this. I like this statement because he's setting a boundary. He's identifying that he's working on things. He's trying to do good. He's trying to work on his depression because he does not want to sit with it any longer. He doesn't want to be with it anymore. But he recognizes that it's not going to be a short fix either. I mean, having gone through the trauma that he's we were able to see earlier on in the lyrics, that's not an easy thing to kind of get past. So, yeah, I really like that he's setting that boundary, and identifying that like he's trying to work through it. He's just going to need some time. Like, please give me some time. It's like almost like kind of like asking for grace from other people, which is beautiful because we do not practice that as humans, and I think we really should. But hey, that's just me. That's a skill I work with other individuals. So let's continue on.
I swear I miss my brother, I'm doing the shit we talked about. And I might die off this lean, that white car tasting in my mouth. I didn't even see her text, I'm having withdrawals off this ex. She asked me what I like, I told her money, drugs, and sex. I told her money, drugs, and sex. I go crazy for my check, I go crazy for them perks, and I go crazy for her neck. She think I love her bad, now that shit was crazy when we first met.
All right, so he's kind of running it back with not. So he's been labeling a lot of drugs that are kind of more depressants instead of suppressants. I think it can be classified as both, but they're not stimulants. So he talks about perks significantly. And then this next line we see, I didn't even see your text. I'm just having withdrawals off this X, talking about Xanax. That's a big, very strong depressant that's, again, is abused in a lot of circumstances when it comes to depression. Typically a muscle relaxer. Kind of helps with anxiety too. I know it's typically prescribed for anxiety, but it can also have some benefits to depression. But the way he's talking about it doesn't seem that he was utilizing it or prescribed it. Having withdrawals, meaning he doesn't have access to anymore, or he's no longer just having access to it. What else they say? He said, I might die off this lean, that walk hard taste still in my mouth. He's referring to promethazine and codeine here. Walk hard, walkie, many different names for it. Lean, perp, scissor, kind of a little bit throwback there. But yeah, this is also a big one. This is a huge one that a lot of rappers and artists kind of utilize. It's a very strong depressant. It can very much slow you down. There's descriptions of it being similar to being drunk and high, or kind of having life on slow motion. There's a lot of different things here. So he talked about walk hard, so lean, X, perks already. Yep, perks again. She asked me what I love. I told her money, drugs, and sex. Again, these high stake, high risk, high reward kind of components. Again, talking about the perks. She think I love her bad now. That shit was crazy when we first met. All right. But yeah, that wraps up again. So we're seeing a lot of substance use. We see that again with a lot of depression and anxiety. Typically, I'd be curious to see if he ever talked to anybody, if he ever had social supports that was able to kind of explore some of maybe his mental components. I mean, I like that he's talking about depression, and he's identifying key boundaries which are positive. But again, it's important to recognize like the drugs and substance abuse doesn't fix it. It just helps with the immediate feeling. It's a form of escape. It typically is, and the problems that or the individual's avoiding is typically stay there after the high kind of ends. So, but he's able to recognize. He seems very self-aware with his lyrics, and he's identifying that he kind of has some undertones where it's like, I know this isn't good for me, but like I'm still doing it. Like I don't care. Like this is the only thing kind of keeping me here. And if that's the case, do it. You know what I mean? Like I understand that completely. I'm not giving advice to do whatever you want or do those things, but I am a firm believer in harm reduction as a therapist. And but yeah, that's just my take. So let's continue on and finish up. We got a little bit left.
To some of y'all this sound dumb, but I'm gonna jail by my respect. I'm high as fuck, think I'm a junkie. My mama telling me I need help. It's an ocean full of perks, I'm diving in like Michael
there it is
Phelps.
again.
I've been walking all alone, cause I figured out I got myself. We was walking along the path, and you just let our bridges melt. I feel my heart moving. running down my chest. I know you got somebody else, just tell me I'm the best. Now I feel my heart moving, running down my chest. I know you got somebody else, just tell me I'm the best.
All right, so here's interesting. I see kind of maybe one or two conflicting components. So he says, I'm high as fuck. I think I'm a junkie. My mama telling me I need some help. Typically, that's good. That's good that he has a good relationship. It seems like he has a relationship with his mom. Mom's able to be honest and real with him. He doesn't say that he disagrees, but he's like pointing out that like, hey, there's people that care about me, which is good. That means he has good resources. He has good people in his corner. I'm high as fuck. I think it's an ocean full of perks. I'm diving in like Michael Phelps. Again, there's that substance abuse. There's that drive to have that numb feeling, kind of avoid any emotions that are coming because they're overwhelming. Emotions are overwhelming a lot of the time. Avoidance comes because they're so overwhelming. They're too much to handle, and drugs are able to kind of soften the edges a little bit. They push those emotions to the side, and it takes the edge off. That's typically the description that comes along with it. That increases and perpetuates the cycle of substance use or abuse in certain situations. It's interesting. He states, I've been walking all alone because I figured out I got myself. We was walking along a path and you just let our bridges melt. So he initially states that he's alone and he recognizes that he's alone. But in the second sentence, literally right after that, he says, we were walking this same path, along the path, and you let our bridges melt. So it's like, I was walking alone to find you and you let my bridges, and he said, and you just let our bridges melt. So there's some little bit of lack of accountability. You let our bridges, right? A bridge connects mine to yours, but you let it melt. I mean, again, I don't know the situation to this extent. It'd be interesting to explore, but you let our bridges melt. Like, you could have kept your bridge open, but is it like, did you let it melt too because the other person was letting it melt? Because then you're kind of letting them dictate your actions, your behavior. This would be a good CBT triangle aspect, good practice. So he has those two conflicting things. You know, he recognizes that he has to walk alone in this life, and we all do. We are all alone. We are brought into this world alone, and I don't mean alone as in the fact that like nobody's there, but our experience is our own. So, and then where was that? I feel my heart moving, running down my chest. I know you got somebody else. Just tell me I'm the best. So here again, we're talking about somebody. He wants recognition. He wants to be affirmed that he's the best. This individual, maybe a romantic interest, a loved one, a girlfriend, whatever it may be. He wants that confirmation that he's the best. He's looking for that acceptance, that love, the recognition of his value from another person. This would be a really, really good opportunity to do some identity work because looking for validation through others, although is a very common thing and a very common practice, it can become detrimental very easy and very quickly. So it's important to be able to check those certain things, and it seems like he's really looking for that validation, and really deconstructing that would be very beneficial for him in the long run. But let's continue on. I think it's just the chorus again and it wraps up. But yeah, let's do it.
I thought like a perk, I'm actually hurt you.
I didn't realize he looked like this. I didn't know what he looked like.
That's never enough. I need my brothers 1,000. I'm dripping in blood because all the people I love just keep on
That's a cool shot.
I can't really trust because all the people I love just kept on lying. Been having a fight with depression. I'm trying to heal, but give it some time. I love this girl because she really only the queen that made me smile. And I know we done, but please, before we leave, just have my child. I'm a rock star in a room full of gangsters, let me out. I'm a rock star in a room full of gangsters, let me out. I'm a rock star in a room full of gangsters, let me out. Gangsters, let me out.
So it's interesting. That last line, I really didn't think it was too much, but then it kind of jumped out at me. This is also maybe a form of recognition, identification. I'm a rock star in a room full of gangsters, let me out. So he's recognizing that he doesn't even want to be where he's at right now, which is huge when it comes to accountability, as well as self-awareness, like recognizing that the people around him, it doesn't reflect his beliefs, his morals, his philosophies, his ideology when it comes to life, and he's like, let me out. But let me out, in that term, again, linguistics, I'm very big into linguistics when it comes to therapy. I very much read into what people say because I think it's super important. And let me out kind of seems like someone's putting him in that room. He's like, so there's a little bit lack of accountability there, because if he's in a room, why doesn't he have access to leave that room? Why is he giving up? Where's the power dynamic where you're saying, let me out? Like, he's telling somebody to let him out. So it's very interesting how he phrased that. I'd really be curious about how to explore that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, great song. I love it. I think it highlights key factors. I'm sure people who struggle with depression, who maybe struggle with substance use disorder, could really benefit from this song. The emotion comes out in a very interesting way. The dichotomy relationship between the tone, depth, and beats per minute of this song is very different than the idea of what depression and using drugs, especially depressants, would do for you. But it's interesting, kind of like the dichotomous relationship between it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like on this video. Make sure you drop a comment too if there's something I missed. If there's another song by Lil Twin you like, or what other songs you want to see. And make sure you're subscribed out of all those things. We are moving along. We're almost at 3,600, I want to say. So let's keep it moving. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, make sure you subscribe so you can catch the next video, and I'll see you then.